morning, everybody. Happy Monday to you. This is the last Monday in January of 2018, so I hope you're having a wonderful January so far. Our weather has been really weird, super cold, then super warm. We've gotten rain, we've gotten snow, and I'm coming to you from Wisconsin, so I have no idea what your weather has been like, but it's probably been weird too. So, happy Monday. Today I'm coming to you with healthy challenge number 4, and so this will be the last one. I wanted to do a healthy challenge for you every week in January, a little bit different approach than what you traditionally see in January for weight loss. I want you to be healthy. Everything that I do, all the videos that I do, are to teach you, to reach out to you, to connect with you so that you can learn a little bit about the things that you need to do, and then when you discover whatever the tips are to help make you healthy aren't quite enough, then you know what else you need to do or need to ask about. So I gave you a little teaser yesterday about what this healthy challenge was, and today we are talking about vitamin D. So vitamin D is the sunshine hormone. I invite you to go to my website, drkellyfelmer.com, and sign up for the emails, because the highlights that I'm talking to you about this morning about vitamin D, I have it all written out. It's ready to go out in an email. So if you sign up for those emails, you're going to get that in the queue. You'll get some of the other emails that I've sent out to other people if you're just signing up new today, but you'll get this one too. And if you look in the little caption that should be with the video here, I have a video for you, a little animated video on vitamin D. So I'm kind of excited about that. That takes a lot of work. I spent a lot of my Sunday working on this fun little video that summarizes the highlights about vitamin D. So what you need to know is, why is this important? What does it help my body with? And what do I need to get tested, and what should my level be? That's what we're talking about this morning right now. I want to thank you all for joining me. Thank you for a thumbs up. Don't forget to share the videos too. Remember, other people want to see these videos as well, and so that's fantastic. One thing that I am realizing is that I'm not seeing anybody as they are on this morning, so that's weird, but anyway, let's keep on going with that. So vitamin D, most of you probably know as bone, for bone health, right? Okay, hold on one second, because I am echoing myself here. I can hear my delay. Hear myself echoing. Let's get out of that. I can hear myself echoing, and I'm repeating everything that I'm saying. All right, so that still did not go away. Let's see. Why am I hearing myself echo? Because this just pulled up on Facebook, and I don't want to watch myself live because I'm live. Okay, got it figured out. Sorry about that. So vitamin D, you know most often as a bone vitamin, right? Why do you know that? That is not the most important thing that we're going to talk about right now. The point there is vitamin D helps you to absorb calcium. And when you are getting older, especially if you're a woman and you're a menopausal woman, what do you worry about, or what does your doctor constantly hound you about? Your bone health, your bone health, your bone health. So they tell you to take calcium. Just taking calcium doesn't make your bones healthy. You need vitamin D to regulate the calcium in your body and to help you absorb it. You also need magnesium. How many times have we talked about magnesium? A lot, because it's so super important. So vitamin D, calcium, magnesium, plus this other thing called K2, vitamin K2, all 4 of those things super needed for you to absorb and get calcium to the right spot to have strong bones. But we're talking about vitamin D, and vitamin D has been researched a lot. So in the article that if you sign up for the emails that you'll get, there's some references there. And specifically, one article has a whole big long list of all of the research that's been done on vitamin D. And the more that they research, they find out that, wow, vitamin D, it's actually a hormone. And wow, it's really, really, really important. Isn't that crazy? So every person needs a different amount of vitamin D depending on their body's needs. But the most important thing to know is that every cell, every tissue needs vitamin D. There are receptors on every cell for you to absorb vitamin D. That means it's actually a hormone. So the cells have a special receptor to bind hormones to get them inside the cell. If you don't have enough vitamin D is not getting into the cell and it's not working correctly. It helps to regulate your hormones, it helps to balance your immune system, helps to prevent many, many, many chronic illnesses, and I'm going to tell you what those are in just a second. But the first thing to recognize is that it's super important for you. Good morning, Robin. I'm seeing comments very differently this morning. I don't know why that is. Actually, I do know why. I upgraded, or I did the update on my program that I do my video in, so it's presenting things differently to me, which is weird. I don't see everybody's comments. But good morning, Holly. Hi, Todd. So I'm going to comment when I do see you. Okay. You need to get your vitamin D checked. That's the most important thing to start with, because everything that I'm going to tell you about, you want to prevent. Vitamin D is a hormone. It gets in every single cell. If you don't have vitamin D, your cells don't work normal. What do I do as a profession? I help you get your body working normally. That's the whole goal. So when the research has shown that people who are low or deficient on vitamin D, and let me just put this in a scope for you, okay, that at least, and I think this number is wrong, I think there are a lot more, 1 billion people, by the medical definition, which I'm going to tell you in a second, which I also believe is wrong, there's at least 1 billion people who are vitamin D deficient. And I'm sorry, I was glancing, I was going to say at first in the United States, but it's actually the world. So people all across the world are deficient in vitamin D. The medical standard says when you get your vitamin D tested, that if your value is above 30, you're great. You're golden. That's enough. All of the research shows that if you're less than 60, good morning, Wheezy, if your value, when you check your vitamin D, is less than 60, that's when heart disease starts. That's when diabetes starts. That's when you get cancer. That's when you get depression. That's when Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's and dementia all start, when you're less than 60. But the medical standard is you're okay unless you're less than 30. Are you seeing the difference here? Don't let your vitamin D be less than 60. But the medical standard says you're okay all the way down to 30. If you're between 21 and 29, you're insufficient. And if you're less than 20, you're deficient. So of that, 64% of people across the world are falling into that insufficient and deficient. That's less than 30. But what did I just tell you? All of the research shows that the chronic illnesses that are running the world rampant start when you're less than 60. So 64% of people are deficient by the medical standard. Yet they're 30 points off. So think what that percentage really is. 75%, 85%, probably 90% of people are deficient in vitamin D. So you need to recognize that you have a chronic illness. If you have a chronic illness, your vitamin D is part of the problem. You need to ask your medical doctor to test it for you, because they can. If they're not already doing that for you, it's super easy. It's not super expensive. Every lab is able to do it these days. Get it tested and find out where your lab is at. So then Yeah, Holly, yikes. That's a lot of people who are super, super deficient. So they've well underestimated the amount of people that are actually deficient because they're giving you a standard that's not acceptable. Not acceptable to me. If I'm taking care of you, having a value of 30 is the bare minimum. You're on death's row here. No wonder you're so sick. You need to get that value up because everything else that you do to improve your health, to get yourself healthy, if you don't have vitamin D, those things aren't going to work. Yeah, so Jamie says that her value is 21. Wow, that's horrible, Jamie. That's horrible. And so the next question that people ask me then, of course, is how much should I take? Should I take 400? There's 400 IUs in my multivitamin. It's never going to be enough. But guess what? The RDA, the recommended daily allowance, predicted by our government, is 400 IUs every day. Not enough. Not enough. Jamie, with a value of 21, 400 won't even keep her at 21. So what are the ways that and Holly, yours was at 9. So, those two examples show you these people who get very ill, who get sick, who have a problem going on and they can't figure out why. The vitamin D is playing a crucial role. And you use vitamin D every day. You use it in every cell every day. So taking a tiny little bit isn't going to boost up your value. You're just going to use it just as fast. Okay? And so how many of you are getting sunshine every day? Vitamin D. It's your sunshine hormone, right? Your sunshine vitamin. And then your kidney and your livers convert it to a hormone so your body can use it. And it's so valuable. It makes you happy. It gives you energy. Doesn't that feel good? When you get those values up, it helps so, so much. What are the ways that you increase your vitamin D? You get sunshine on most of your body. You get it through some foods, and I'll tell you at the end what foods have the most vitamin D. And then you also probably need to take a supplement. Now, I live in Wisconsin, so 9 months out of the year, we don't get sunshine that's going to help to produce vitamin D. What's the thing that makes vitamin D? It's the UV light, UVB, okay? What's the fear of getting sunshine, of getting those UV rays? That you're going to get skin cancer. And I need to knock that down for you. I don't even care if you've had skin cancer. We were created to get some sunshine. And you can get sunshine that stimulates your body to make vitamin D because the UV rays, they interact with your skin and the cholesterol right underneath your skin, the combination of those two things make vitamin D. If you're the person who lathers on sunscreen before you even leave the house, you're going to be vitamin D deficient. And for those of you who have very dark colored skin, I'm very light colored. It's easy for me to make vitamin D. But if you have very dark colored skin, if you're an African American, a very dark Hispanic, you're more likely to be vitamin D deficient because your skin is so dark, the melanin in there blocks those UV rays. So you're probably going to need to eat more foods that have vitamin D or take more of a supplement just because of the color of your skin. So when you lather up with sunscreen, one, there's tons of chemicals in there. Good morning, Tony. So when you use sunscreen, make sure that it's a good source. I'm not saying don't use sunscreen. I'm not saying I want you to get skin cancer because I don't. What I'm saying is getting sunshine on your skin, you were made that way because we can't make vitamin D. Did you know that animals make their own vitamin D? I think about my dogs. They're all full of hair, a lot of hair. They make their own vitamin D from their liver. We can't do that. We weren't made that way. God made us to be able to be out in the sunshine, to absorb those rays, to interact with cholesterol under the skin, and we make our vitamin D to keep us healthy and keep our body functioning. Now, when you stay indoors every day, all day long, and I've met people who do that too because they're so afraid of skin cancer, or you lather up so much with skin sunscreen with all those chemicals, you're going to create a health problem. 15 minutes out in the sunshine, people, will not give you skin cancer. 15 minutes is enough to interact with the cholesterol to start making vitamin D. That's all you need. Get out there without the sunscreen for 15 minutes, then put your sunscreen on and you're going to be just fine. You're not going to get skin cancer and you're going to have enough vitamin D. Isn't that great? You got to get some sunshine. And I have met plenty of people who live in sunshine states, in Texas, in California, in Arizona, and their vitamin D levels are really low too. So for those of us who live in the northern states, we don't get sunshine in the winter months. And you cannot just get sunshine on your face. You've got to get it on your arms, get it on your legs, get it on your back, sit out there in the sunshine for a little bit, okay? Definitely have to do that. Okay, so I think I told you the highlights of things that I wanted to make sure you know. Okay, so Jamie lives in South Texas and she had a vitamin D level of 21. But now she told me that she's getting out in the sun a little bit more. So that's fantastic. Don't put yourself at risk. It's knowing that the sunshine is beneficial for you, and it's knowing how much you need and then not putting yourself at risk for any cancer or skin cancer. Okay, these are the important things to remember about vitamin D. I kind of gave you a little bit of a highlight. Why is it so important? And when you get the email, you're going to see the references that are the research that have proven these things I'm going to tell you right now. Vitamin D supplementation reduces cardiovascular disease and disease risk. They've studied it. They've started to reverse cardiovascular disease. That's heart disease. That's peripheral arterial disease. That's even stroke included in that. It can be decreased with the right level of vitamin D. Wow, just something basic. Vitamin D prevents diabetes. Who doesn't want diabetes? Yeah, it's a big deal. It also has been proven to slow the progression of somebody who's been told they're pre-diabetic. You're almost diabetic, but you're not really diabetic yet. If you start taking vitamin D, it can slow that progression or stop you from becoming diabetic. It also helps your cells to use glucose and insulin more efficiently, so your fasting glucose can lower just by increasing your vitamin D. Vitamin D has been found to reverse neurodegenerative decline. What does that mean? That means your brain. Vitamin D helps to protect your brain, stops Alzheimer's, stops dementia, stops Parkinson's disease. How many of you are more fearful of having that happen over even cancer? Those are typically the top two fears. Just take some vitamin D and you're improving your risk. Vitamin D blocks cancer, all kinds of cancer. Having enough vitamin D, and the natural way to get it is through your food and through sunshine. But like I said, 9 months out of the year, I'm not getting sunshine. We need to take a supplement sometimes, and that's okay. But the more important thing is figuring out how much you need. And then vitamin D suppresses the progression of rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, and MS. Wow. Autoimmune diseases. Vitamin D regulates your immune system. If you have an autoimmune disease, you need to be taking vitamin D, or you need to get your levels up and check them to make sure they stay up, however you get them up. Okay, so how much vitamin D is the biggest question that I always get. Well, I take 1,000. Well, I take 2,000. Well, somebody else takes 10,000. And when you tell your primary care doctor that you take 5 or 10,000, they're gonna freak out. You know what? I never freak out. If you know what your lab was, it'll make complete sense for the amount you need to take. If your lab was 9, like Holly said hers was, if you take 400 or 1,000 or 2,000, you are doing your body no good. It is not enough. With a value of 9, you probably need 20,000 every single day for a while just to get it up. And then 10,000 is probably going to be a good maintenance dose. But somebody who's starting at 40 or 50, do they need that much? No, they don't need that much. Primary care doctors tend to freak out because vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin. But the important thing to understand is that your body converts it in the liver and in the kidney to a hormone. So when we test your value, we're actually testing the hormone, not the vitamin D level, okay? Not the vitamin itself. We're actually testing the hormone value. Do you have enough vitamin D hormone in your blood? You have to get tested before you know how much to take. You will be taking too little, or you could be taking too much if you don't know your level of where you start. And then once you do start to supplement or get out in the sunshine more, recheck it. So you find out, did that 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000, where'd that get me? I went from 20 up to 40. Fantastic. But I want you at 80. I want you above 60. Ideally, around 80 is a perfect level to be at, okay? It's a great spot to be at. Okay, so we need to have UVB light to penetrate our skin. So the sun's got to be high in the sky. It's got to penetrate the skin and interact with the cholesterol. And all of you who still believe that cholesterol is a bad thing, you can't make vitamin D without it. So I need cholesterol with my sunshine to make vitamin D. But what if you can't get sunshine right now? Like, I can't get sunshine right now, right? So I need to be eating a lot more fish. Most of the foods that are going to have vitamin D, any significant amount to actually make a difference in your level, are going to be fish products. Sunlight's your best source. Next, cod liver oil. A tablespoon of cod liver oil gives you 1,360 IUs. And that's how vitamin D is measured, IUs, international units. That's a lot. Cod liver oil is great for giving you a good source of vitamin D. Swordfish, 3 ounces of that, right behind it with 566, big drop. Then wild salmon, 3 ounces will give you 447. Mackerel at 400, tuna at 228. Raw milk can give you almost 100. Now, that makes me think most of the places where you get vitamin D, it's been fortified. So you're not getting the best product. They've had to add a lot of vitamins to it just to make it a decent product. It's usually pretty inflammatory. All of your cereals, all of your pus-filled milk, because remember, milk is very inflammatory. So what did I say? Raw milk. So it's not been homogenized or pasteurized. It's straight out of the cow. That's going to give you the most organic source, although I still don't promote people drinking milk because it's so inflammatory. Caviar is 33. Eggs, a large egg can give you 41 units of vitamin D. Okay, so to recap, grass-fed beef liver. So the organ meat, actually the liver, can give you only 15 international units of vitamin D. So unless you eat a lot of fish or take a supplement of cod liver oil, you may also need to take a basic vitamin D supplement. Okay, so when you look for that supplement, look for the cleanest ingredients. Do not buy the cheapest of the cheap vitamins because you're getting a cheap chemical-filled product. It doesn't have to be the most expensive, but please just don't go with the Walmart brand. The cheapest is going to give you a cheap, crappy product. So ideally, you're getting it through food, you're getting it through sunshine, and then in the winter months, if you need to supplement it a little bit, fantastic. But the biggest point of the story was go get tested, because somebody who's starting out at 10 versus starting out at a value of 50, what you should take or the amount you should take is very, very different. So you can never ask me, and I get this question all the time, how much vitamin D should I take? I say, I don't know. I didn't test you. I don't know what your value is. You have to know what your lab value is. But then the second most important thing I want you to take away is how very, very much important vitamin D is to your body. Go ahead and click on the link that should have been in the caption on Facebook. That's going to take you to the video that I made for you yesterday on vitamin D, and it highlights the foods and it highlights the value. You want to get your vitamin D level above 60, and it tells you how to get your vitamin D levels up. So it's really kind of cute. I hope you go out and watch that. Remember that you can get the written article of everything that I just highlighted for you by going to drkellyfelmer.com and opting in for the emails that get sent out in a queue when you get signed up. So you might not get this vitamin D video or this vitamin D article right away. You'll get some other ones that I've written first. All right, so I thank you so much for joining me. Please share my videos. Like my page, be sure to follow. That helps me to reach new people who need to hear this kind of information. I get tons of positive feedback and I really, really appreciate that. If there's something else you'd like me to talk about, I'd be happy to do that. But for now, I hope that you all have a great day, a happy Monday, and that you have a wonderful rest of the week. So I will see you again on Wednesday. Have a great week. Don't forget, this is your challenge. Get your vitamin D tested. Get your value up over 60. Who can do that? I want you all to do that. So start working on it, guys. Have a great day. Bye.